All right, good morning, everyone. We're here for criminal pretrial conferences this morning with private attorneys. We have Ms. Mia for the state. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, let me start with Mr. Calderon. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Judge, I have one case. Can you hear me, Judge?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Judge, I have one case, Sherry Disney. It's a 2020 CT case 2194.
All right.
Judge, I'm working on a motion to suppress this week. I plan on filing it towards the end of this week or very early next week. Be requesting a continuance with a waiver to the next pretrial just to allow me to file that motion, then set it for a hearing.
All right, very good. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great
All
day.
right, thank you. Thank you, you too. All right.
Your Honor, are you taking anybody out of order? I have two simultaneous other hearings. I just have one case. If that's
Sure, go ahead.
Morning, Your Honor. Sir Edward Wado, 20 mm 1. I've already filed a plea in absentia. I don't know if we have to formally set it for a different day. I've already given Madam Prosecutor a copy. It's been signed, fingerprinted. So I guess we just need to, protocol is when we've already filed the documents.
All right, we could go ahead and handle it now.
Oh, okay.
And Madam Clerk, I don't know if you heard it. It's Hunter Edward Wado, case number 20 mm 1861. All right, and it looks like the agreement is an adjudication of guilt, 12 months probation, mail-in probation is okay, no early termination of probation, must complete the anger management course or its equivalent in the state of Connecticut, substance abuse evaluation and follow all recommendations, no possession or consumption of alcohol, random testing at the defendant's expense, no contact with the victim, no trespass at Bambusa Bar in Naples, Florida, court costs of prosecution, and the court will order restitution to the victim in the amount of $2,078.96.
That's correct.
Ms. Bonilla, okay, Ms. Bonilla, are those terms correct?
Yes, Judge, those terms are correct. The plea in absentia was reviewed last week. The state has no objection to the documents therein.
All right. Mr. Raheb, will you stipulate to venue and a factual basis for the plea in absentia?
Yes.
All right, I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, adjudicate guilty, and sentence as previously stated. Thank you, Mr. Raheb.
Well, just excuse my ignorance, Judge. Do I just have them contact the PO or do I do it for them?
Yes, I'll say 48 hours to contact probation, so you can just give them the county probation's phone number to contact them.
And I'll have the disposition. Thank you, Judge. Thank you for taking me out of order. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Raheb.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bye-bye.
All right, give me one moment to review that judgment and sentence. That's okay. What's wrong with my computer?
Is it not shifting?
No. Oh, there we go.
Is it a confidential victim, Judge?
Yes. probation in 48 hours. Okay, looks good. All right, let me go to Mr. Casado.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
And good morning, Ms. Bonilla.
Morning.
Guillermo Santos, 20 CT 002058. Your Honor, we've been communicating with the Ms. Bonilla, and we received an offer. We're looking into the possibility of helping Mr. Santos reinstate his driver's license. And Your Honor, I will have to ask for a continuance, and if possible, if you can grant us a continuance for 2 cycles.
All right.
With a waiver.
Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Madam Clerk, when would the 2 cycles be? My calendar is not up to date. May what? May 5th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Good night.
All right. Let me go to Mr. Lucarelli. Good morning. Oh, I think you're on mute, Mr. Lucarelli.
How's that?
There we go.
Sorry about that. And sorry about that earlier, Judge. I've been on a online seminar since 8 o'clock, and I didn't quite connect properly. I apologize.
That's okay.
I've got 2 cases on your docket this morning.
Okay.
The first one is Alexandra Dean, 20 mm 981 and 20 CT 1196. We've resolved that, Judge, and I apologize. I should have had the plea in absentia done by now. However, when she came back to Florida to visit her dad, she was arrested on a Lee County case, an old warrant in Lee County. She's since resolved that, and I'll get her in the office to do that. If I could have one last continuance.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. March 31st? March 31st at 9 o'clock on both cases.
Okay, and second case, last case, Manuel Gomez, 20 CT 1651. I don't know if Ms. Bonilla's had a chance to review that video. The last discussion we had was a couple of weeks ago, and she was going to check out that video, maybe 3 weeks ago. And then we were going to discuss it again. I'd ask for continuance, Judge. I would imagine, I mean, we can't resolve it today, obviously, but I will get with her later. Ms. Bonilla, if you'd review that video and those things that we talked about, maybe we can resolve it by the next court date. I'd ask for continuance, Judge. Waive speedy trial.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. March 31st at 9 o'clock.
That's all I have, Judge. Thank you. Have a great
All
day.
right. Thank you, Mr. Lucarelli. You too. All right. Let me go to Mr. LeVay. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. I am here for William Hutchinson, Seth LeVay on his behalf. Judge, we're in negotiations. The state has made an offer, and we're very close. I would be asking for a short defense continuance and a reset for court rate plea.
All right. And for the record, this is case number 20MM1989. Are you wanting to go to the next pretrial, or are you wanting to set it for a plea hearing?
We can go to the next pretrial, Judge, just in an abundance of caution, and we'll work it out from there. If Your Honor, I'm not familiar with your procedures, but if I have to put it on a different day for a plea, I will call your JA and do that.
Okay. Yeah, if it's going to be a plea in person, it will need to be on another date. If it's a plea in absentia, we can go ahead and handle it on the pre-trial conference docket.
Perfect, Judge. I do have a plea in absentia. I'm just curious if, as far as fingerprints are concerned, are you requiring defendants to come in on the day of the plea, or are you scheduling certain days for them to come in afterward for fingerprinting?
They would need to come, if they're going to be in person, they'll need to come in. If they're going to be fingerprinted here, they'll have to come in on the day of the plea.
Understood.
All right, Ms. Bonilla, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go ahead and continue to March 31st at 9 o'clock. And Mr. LeVay, if you need to contact my judicial assistant to schedule that earlier for a plea, you can do that.
I certainly will, Your Honor. It's March 31st at 9 a.m.?
That's correct.
Perfect. Very good. Be healthy and safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, let me go to Mr. Kamadeko.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, sir.
Good.
I have a single case that's going to be Mr. Hurd. It's 20 CT 2296. Your Honor, I do have an offer from the state. I believe we're very close. I'd ask for continuance on this with a waiver.
All right. Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too. All right, let me go to Mr. Chandler. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge, I have Bill Kohut. We've got discovery. The state's got a motion pending. I don't know if the state wants to go one cycle or two cycles.
Okay, and for the record, this is 20 CT 2503. I do see a pending motion for the state to subpoena medical records. Ms. Bonilla?
Yes, Judge. The state filed its motion about a week and a half ago in regards to the motion. The motion's supposed to be heard on March 5th. I don't know if the court is willing to hear that motion now. But I don't think, I think if it's going to be heard March 5th, we can set it for a pretrial conference after the motion's heard.
Whatever their pleasure, Judge.
Is the defense objecting to the motion?
Well, no, but we're objecting to some of the language in this. And there's one sentence in their motion that we object to. The rest of it, no.
Okay.
So it's really a language issue.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and leave it on March 5th for the hearing, then we'll address it then. Why don't we just continue it to March 5th, and then we can address everything then and see if we need to go out 2 cycles then.
That's fine.
Any objection to that, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll continue it to March 5th. Is that set at 9 o'clock?
Yes, it's at 9 o'clock.
Okay, March 5th at 9 o'clock then.
Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Next
Mr.
Friday.
All right, take care.
Thanks.
All right, let me go to Ms. Gonzalez. Good morning. Ms. Gonzalez, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm in a bell and a parking lot. Yes, I'm here on Pablo Andres.
All right, 20 CT 2072.
Yes, Your Honor. We are asking for one more continuance. We got a plea offer at the end of January, and I need to go over that with him.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. I
Thank you.
apologize for all the background.
That's okay. All right.
Thank
take
you.
care. All right, let me go to Mr. Maury.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Scott Morey on behalf of John DiBenedetto, case number 20CT2572. Judge, if we
Okay.
could set
Can you repeat the last name of the defendant? I'm sorry.
DiBenedetto, 20CT2572. D is in dog.
Ah, okay, I've got it. Thank you.
Judge has spoken with the state. We're in the process of a plea in absentia. If we could set this for a plea date or another date that the court would be willing to accept the plea in absentia.
All right, how much time do you need?
Judge, my client signed it. The only issue that has come up is the state's made an offer of 12 months probation. We're asking for 11 months, 29 days probation. I don't know if the state has an objection to it. The purpose for the 11 months, 29 days is that county probation has told us in order to transfer probation out of state, if it's a 1-year sentence, a 12-month sentence, they need to go through the interstate compact. 11 months, 29 days, they don't need to.
Okay.
If that's acceptable to the court, I would just ask the state if that's acceptable to them.
Ms. Bonilla?
Judge, my only concern at this point was presenting that to the court. The plea offer that was offered to a defense counsel on behalf of his client was 12 months probation, and that was accepted. It wasn't until after I had received a copy of the plea in absentia that the 11 months and 29 days became an issue because it wasn't part of the plea offer. So I do need to discuss this with defense counsel. Make sure that it's allowed for the court. If the court will accept it, then I have no issues with the plea in absentia as is.
Well, the court has no objection.
Okay.
Judge, based on that, I think we could get this resolved within 2 weeks.
All right. Do we want to set it on the status docket of March 5th? Can we do it then?
Judge, what time, March 5th?
9 o'clock?
Yes, Judge, that'd be fine with defense.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. March 5th at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice week.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Thank you, Ms. Bonilla.
Thank you.
All right. Let me go to Mr. Masori.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I have Jeffrey Kavanaugh.
All right, case number 20MM726.
That's 20MM726.
All right.
Judge, I received an offer from the state back in January. At that time, Mr. Kavanaugh told me he was unwilling to accept that. However, he wanted to think about it some more. And unfortunately, I've been having trouble reaching him this week. So I don't have his final answer on the state offer. So that's kind of where I am right now.
So should we go ahead and set it for trial?
I'll leave that up to the court's discretion, Judge.
Judge, the state is not ready for trial at this time. We have witnesses that are out of state, and they live up north right now, and their ability to travel right now, it's not possible. If we can set this for the next pretrial, Judge, maybe I can try to see if we can work out a resolution for this case.
Okay. Is the defense in agreement with that then?
That's fine. He's out of custody, Judge.
Okay. All right. Let's go to March 31st at 9 o'clock then.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, State.
No problem.
All right. Let me go to Mr. Moffett. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fine, Judge. I have Claire Larson.
All right. Case number 20CT2525.
Judge, this is a new case. I'm requesting a continuance with the waiver.
All right. I see it's the first time up. All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too. Take care. All right, let me go to Mr. Russo. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I have the case of Yohan Landry Gonzalez Rodriguez, case number 20 CT 1818.
Okay.
We have a motion to suppress scheduled for March 5th at 10 a.m.
All right, I see that. Do we want to just continue it there and see how it plays out?
Yes, please, that would be fine.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's continue it to March 5th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Russo. You too. All right, let me go to Ms. Maurer. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm covering for Ms. Human on 9:15. My case is actually set for 9:45. I'm not sure if I can do all of them at the same time.
That's okay. We'll do them all at the same time.
Thank you. Her case is Darren Prezi, case number 20 CT 1397.
Okay.
And she said she's ready for trial, but she's unavailable March 12th through the 21st. She's not sure when your dates are.
All right, so our trial cycle scheduled to begin on March 9th. We have calendar call on March 8th.
Well, she'd be available until the 11th. She's out of town starting on the 12th.
Okay, so more than likely we could get it done then.
Make sure she's...
And Judge, what dates are you trying to set this case for?
Calendar call March 8th, trial March 9th. Ms. Bonilla, is the state ready that week?
Yes, Judge, the state is ready for trial.
All right. Ms. Maurer, do you think that'll work for me?
I think that's fine.
All right. So we'll set it for calendar call March 8th at 9 o'clock, trial March 9th at 9 o'clock.
Sounds good. The two that I have on the docket this morning are Giovanni Gabriel Guzman.
All right, 21 CT 7.
I'm asking for a continuance with a waiver.
Judge, the state has no objection to a continuance.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
And my request is this, well, the same or maybe longer for Victor Andrade Molina. It's first time up and there's a significant amount of restitution that if it gets paid, the offer is a null pros. So I want to give him some time to collect the money. If we could maybe go out 2 cycles.
All right, and this is 20 mm 1894. Any objection to going out 2 cycles, Ms. Bonilla?
No, Judge, I have no objection.
All right, let's go to May 5th at 9 o'clock.
Okay. And Your Honor, I'm also covering for Mr. Hollander, who said at the 9:15.
Okay.
I'm everybody this morning.
Right.
His case is Michael Tasker, and there's a plea in absentia in the court file.
Right. 21 CT 92. Give me a moment to pull that up. All right, and this is for DUI.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Would you like me to read the terms into the record?
That's okay, I can do it.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, are you ready? All right. Looks like the terms are an adjudication of guilt, 12 months of probation, may apply for early termination after serving 9 months, provided all conditions have been satisfactorily met. There will be a 12-month driver's license revocation. The court has no objection to the defendant obtaining a hardship or hardship license pursuant to DHSMV rules. There would be a $500 fine, appropriate UI school, all court costs, including costs of prosecution. Ms. Bonilla, is there a cost of investigation in this case?
No, Your Honor, there's no cost of investigation for this case.
Okay. The defendant must undergo a substance abuse evaluation and follow all recommendations. 50 hours of community service, no possession or consumption of alcohol, no having alcohol in their residence, no entering bars, taverns, saloons, or packaged liquor stores, anywhere that primarily sells alcohol, 10-day vehicle impoundment, must complete a victim impact panel, subject to random testing at their own expense. Did I miss anything, Ms. Bonilla?
No, Judge, the plea offer in this case is correct. I have reviewed the plea in absentia, and the state has no objection to the documents therein.
All right. Ms. Maurer, will you stipulate to venue and a factual basis for the plea in absentia?
I will.
All right, I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, adjudicate him guilty and sentence as previously stated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Maurer.
Anyone else I can cover for this morning? Just let me know. Have a good day.
All right, thanks, you too.
Judge Scott Morey, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Could I recall a case?
Yes, give me one moment to review the judgment and sentence for this case, and I'll come back to you. Wait, why do you? So you've got it on there twice. It should be correct. It needs to be 10 days. Okay. Yep, looks good. All right, go ahead, Mr. Morey.
Judge, I apologize. Recalling John D. Benedetto, case number 20CT2572. Judge, we have set that for a status on March 5th. I'm inquiring, it's going to be a plea in absentia. Is that status a Zoom hearing?
Yes, it'll be via Zoom.
Oh, okay, I got the notice and I didn't see any Zoom information on it. So I just wanted to be sure that we will be appearing by Zoom on March 5th at 9 a.m.
Yes, that's correct. You can appear via Zoom.
Thank you.
And you can contact my judicial assistant to get that Zoom information.
Thank you. Have a nice week.
All right, thank you. You too. All right, let me go to Mr. Linares. Good morning.
The judge. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I was summoned on Maurice Andrew Lopez. Our office does not represent Mr. Lopez. I understand that I'm still showing up as attorney of record. I'll go ahead and file a motion to withdraw. I also understand that Mr. Lopez was in the courtroom recently.
Yes.
I don't see him here.
No, he's not here anymore because of we're not allowed to have people in the courtroom for pretrials.
Right. The little that I know is that this was diversion. He did not complete diversion, but as of today, I believe he had everything completed. So since I'm still the attorney of record, I can go ahead and offer that information to the court.
Okay.
But that's the extent of what I know, Judge. I do not represent Mr. Lopez.
Okay. Well, hopefully he turned in whatever he needed to complete to probation. So it sounds like we need to just go ahead and continue it. That way you can get
go ahead and do that, Judge. If he's not completed everything, I'll go ahead and file a motion to withdraw just to make the record clear, and then he can proceed.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we continue it then to April 1st? That'll be the PD Pro Se pretrial conference docket. Any objection to that, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so April 1st at 9 o'clock, maybe it'll fall off the docket before then.
Your Honor, if I have to file a motion to withdraw, can I file a stipulated motion to withdraw or a motion to withdraw with his signature on it and submit an order to the court?
Yes, that would be acceptable.
All right, very well. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, let me go to Ms. Fish. Good morning.
Good morning. I have two cases and a few others for another attorney. Ryan Schaefer, 2020 CT 2583. I am reviewing the discovery. I know that there was a final continuance, I believe, last court date. I need a little more time. Actually, never mind. It's not true. I need to review a video with him and I've discussed kind of his case. We just need a continuance just to negotiate a little bit further.
All right, looks like this is the first pretrial conference.
It is, yes.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you. And then the next is Alex Holka, 2020 MM 001053. I'm working on mitigation and I'm hoping to discuss a little bit further with the state on that. So I need a continuance, please, with a waiver.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, do you want me to proceed with Christina DeCaro's cases? These actually are going to be stipulated to me. They're going to be assigned to me.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So it looks like we have Richard DeLuna, case number 20 CT 567. And I need a continuance to discuss with him the situation so that we can resolve this case. This was a final continuance last court date. So it was a double refusal here. Just need to talk with him a little bit about the offer.
All right, Ms. Bonilla.
Judge, the state's ready to proceed to trial on this case. The court in the past two cycles has granted a continuance and had marked that final continuance. So the state would just ask that this be set for trial.
All right. Ms. Fish, for cases that we're setting for trial, we're doing a calendar call on March 8th.
That's fine. That's plenty of time.
Okay. All right. So let's do calendar call March 8th, trial March 9th.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. And then if you resolve it at the calendar call, then that'll be fine.
Okay, great. The next case is Martin Nedelchev, 20 MM 959. And I thought that this was going to go into diversion. I need to speak with him whether or not that's something he wants to take. We should be able to get that resolved fairly quickly as well.
Do you want to set it for status March 5th?
I think because this was a final continuance, there was a final continuance last court date.
Okay. Ms. Bonilla?
Judge, no objection to setting this case for status on March 5th.
All right. March 5th at 9 o'clock for status.
Thank you. I think we have a few more cases. It's Touchman, Alejandra Fernandez Touchman, case number 20 MM 147. I need a continuance on that, please.
All right, we did mark that as final continuance last time. Why do you need a continuance?
Again, this case is being assigned to me and I need to review the case. I really need to reach out to him about this. If you want, you can go ahead and set it for the calendar call. That's fine. It gives me still plenty of time.
All right, state, you ready?
Judge, the state is ready for trial anytime after March 8th. We have a witness that's unavailable between this month and March 8th. So anytime after March 8th would be fine.
All right, let's go ahead and set it for calendar call for March 8th, trial March 9th. 9 o'clock on both dates.
Thank you, Your Honor. And the next case is Ronald Williams, case number 20 CT 436.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if that was a final continuance as well.
It was.
Then we will set it for the calendar call.
State ready for trial?
Judge, we have a witness who's not available from March 4th to March 9th. Would the court be inclined to set it for calendar call and set it for trial after March 9th?
Sure. Let's go March 8th for calendar call at 9 o'clock, March 10th for trial, 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Fish. Sorry you walked into those final continuances.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All right,
Bye.
you take care.
Bye, you too.
All right, let me go to Mr. Youngblood. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have, let's see, Michael Stokes, and move to continue a speedy trial. I'm working on a motion to suppress.
All right. Any objection?
Judge, this is 19 CT 1669.
Correct.
Judge, no objection to a continuance, but the state would ask that this be marked as the final continuance.
Well, Mr. Youngblood was just appointed within the last month. Well, let's go ahead and continue it to March 31st at 9 o'clock. I'm not going to mark it final continuance this time, but Mr. Youngblood, I probably will next time.
Understood, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Youngblood. Have a good day.
Good day.
All right. Let me go to Ms. Orange. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have one case on the docket. It is State v. Jean Doe, case numbers 20 CT 620. We have a plea in absentia that's been filed. I'm not sure if Ms. Bonilla has had an opportunity to review it. I feel like I sent it to her before, maybe a month ago, but I can't remember.
Okay.
Judge, I did receive the plea in absentia. I've reviewed the documents and the state has no objection to the documents therein.
Okay. And it looks, Madam Clerk, you ready for the terms? All right. And it looks like the terms are an adjudication of guilt, a $1,000 fine, 12 months of probation. The defendant may apply for early termination after serving 8 months, provided all conditions have been satisfactorily met. There will be a 10-month driver's license revocation. The defendant must undergo a substance abuse evaluation and follow all recommendations, subject to random testing at their own expense. There would be a no consumption or possession of alcohol provision, meaning they cannot consume alcohol, they cannot have alcohol in their residence, they cannot go anywhere that primarily sells alcohol, such as bars, taverns, saloons, or packaged liquor stores. There would be a 10-day vehicle impoundment, 50 hours of community service, 1 victim impact panel, 6-month vehicle interlock. The court would order and reserve on restitution to the victim. All court costs, including cost of prosecution, would be imposed. Did I miss anything, Ms. Bonilla?
No, Judge, the plea offer is correct in this case.
All right. Ms. Orange, would you? Yes?
Sorry, yes, I will stipulate to a venue and a factual basis.
All right, thank you.
And
all right. Yes.
I just want to ask on the record whether or not there are any objections to him obtaining a BPO.
The court has no objection. Does the state?
No, Judge.
All right, no objection to obtaining a hardship license pursuant to DHSMV rules. Anything else, Ms. Orange?
That's it.
All right, I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, adjudicate them guilty, and sentence them as previously stated.
I do have a question, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. And they live locally?
He lives in Immokalee.
Immokalee. All right, so I'll give him 24 hours to check in with probation.
That was my question.
Is that enough time? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Orange?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah,
All right.
bye-bye.
Give me a moment to review that.
You
24, yes. All right, looks good. All right, let me go to Mr. McGann. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have Martinez Renteria 20 CT 1507.
Okay, I've got it.
We would like to set this case for a jury trial.
All right, state ready?
Judge, the state has a witness that is unavailable between March 4th to March 9th. So if we can set it for calendar call on March 8th and then trial after the 9th, the state has no objection.
All right. Okay, we'll set it for calendar call March 8th at 9 o'clock, trial March 10th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right, anything else, Mr. McGann?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. All right, let me go to Ms. Upson. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Lorenzo Hernandez.
All right, case number 19MM2305.
I think both parties have been ready for trial. On that one, we waited some because it's a more complicated trial due to the number of non-English speaking witnesses.
Right. Are you ready for trial the week of March 9th?
I am, Judge. If there are enough days to accommodate that trial, yes.
All right. State ready?
It is ready, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set it for calendar call March 8th at 9 o'clock and trial March 9th at 9 o'clock. Ms. Upson, make sure you get your request for interpreters in for that. It is likely that this case will be first unless I have somebody in custody. And I'll send out a list of case order prior to calendar call.
Are there any other judges that have a trial week that week?
I think Judge Brody is backup if we don't have a trial.
Okay, but not Judge Foster.
No, we're only doing one judge per week that we're having. Okay, and then I'm scheduled for backup the following week. And I can't remember if I'm backing up Foster or Judge Manulich. So we may have additional time than that first week.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Upson. All right, let me go to Mr. Schneider. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Judge, I have Enrique Lopez.
All right, case number 20MM1442.
Judge, I'm requesting a continuance. He's in not batter's intervention, anger management, I'm sorry. The terms, one of the offers of the plea is once he completes it, we're going to be entering a plea.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue it to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you. Have a good day, Judge.
Thank you, you too. Take care. All right, let me go to Ms. Mead. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lisa Mead on behalf of Michael Pickett. He is 20 CT 2337. I would request, sorry, another pretrial conference. I don't expect that this is going to be a trial, but I do not have an offer yet.
Okay. Ms. Bonilla?
Judge, the state has no objection to a continuance. We're still reviewing evidence. Hopefully after this week, Attorney Mead will have an offer.
Okay, let's make sure you get that over to her. All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good day. Thank you, Ms. Bonilla.
All right, let me go to Mr. Wetter. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I have Gina Fabrizio this morning in front of Your Honor.
All right, two case numbers, 20 CT 2564 and 20 MM 2087.
Judge, I believe this is a first time up, and I'd be asking for a continuance with a waiver, please.
All right, I do see that this is the first pretrial conference. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue both cases to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. Take care. All right, let me go to Mr. Villacava. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Lee Villacava for the record. I just have one case today. It's Michelle Bradford. It's 20 CT 1686.
Okay.
I'd be respectfully requesting the pretrial conference date with a waiver. I thought you said March 21st, but I've been hearing March 31st the last few cases.
Yeah, March 31st.
Okay.
Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue it to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you. You both have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Villacava. You too.
Stay safe.
All right, we have Mr. Hopkins with us. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Bonilla.
Good morning, Mr. Hopkins.
Your Honor, I'm bouncing around this morning, so if it's okay, I know you've docketed, if I could address Mr. Levy's cases and then go to another courtroom, virtual courtroom, that's the age we're in, and then log back in for Mr. Berry, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, as to your 945 cases, under Mr. Levy's name, we have Joseph Mays, M-A-Y-E-S, 20 MM 1802.
Okay.
Your Honor, requesting a defense continuance with a waiver. Diversion was just offered. Mr. Levy indicates that he is discussing the offer, answering questions with Mr. Mays, and I would think that by the next pretrial, either there'll be an answer of diversion or it'll potentially be off the docket.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
Judge, no objection.
All right, we'll continue it to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Your Honor, the next case, and I don't want to mispronounce his name, it's M-E-H-M-E-T-I. Leonard is the first name, but last name M-E-H-M-E-T-I, 20 CT 1841.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is going to be a plea, and there's actually a plea in absentia that's been filed, but whenever I was reviewing the file last night, I had a couple of questions for Mr. Levy, and really what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make sure there aren't any issues like probation or anything like that. So Ms. Bonilla, it's going to be a plea. There's no waffling by the defendant. What I would suggest and actually request to the court, because I think we may on the defense end need to correct a portion of the plea in absentia, okay? So I would ask if we could just set it for a plea, if you have a plea date.
Would March 5th be enough time?
I think that would be sufficient amount of time.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll set it for March 5th at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
Very good. Thank you, and I'll be back.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hopkins. Okay. How you doing? Okay. All right, we don't have anybody in the courtroom right now, so we're going to take a brief recess.
No problem, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bonilla.
Thank you.
Ms. Bonilla, are you there? All right, we're back. Ms. Bonilla, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
All right, we've got Mr. Nunez with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sorry I was a few minutes late, Judge.
That's okay.
Judge, I have two on the docket. You can call them in whatever order.
All right, Calderon, or I'm sorry, Lazaro Mariel Calderon, case number 20MM366.
Yep, Judge. These are both Jose Nunez for the record. These are both co-defendants involved in the same battery allegations. I'm going to ask for one more pretrial, Judge, if I can get it. My clients have been in Cuba for, I don't know, a few weeks now, and I'm told they're due back this week. I have maintained contact with their family, who are in contact with them, so it's not a situation where I can't reach them. I just haven't been able to have a meaningful conversation with him in some time. And Ms. Bonilla, I don't know if you saw my email from a few days ago, but if you could just resend me the offer on these two guys, I just want to go over it with them. But if I could have one more pretrial, Judge, and then we'll be ready for either a plea or a trial. If not, we could set it for trial, Judge, and maybe I would just ask for 2 cycles out.
Okay. All right. And the other case you're referring to is Junior Mario Suarez, 20 mm 367. Any objection to a continuance, Ms. Bonilla?
Judge, no objection to a continuance.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and continue both cases to the next pretrial conference, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Nunez.
That's all I have.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, we'll take another little brief recess, Ms. Bonilla, to let some more attorneys join us.
No problem, Your Honor.
We do. All right. Good morning. We're back. Let me call on Mr. Fayette. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Fayette, I'll let you call the cases in whatever order you want.
Ronald Couch, Judge 20 CT 93. We're ready on that. I'm going to talk with state. My problem is he's older and he's in Canada, and for a while he was ill and unable to travel. So right now I'm ready. I'll get with him. I still have that problem, and maybe there's a resolution that can be had as a plea in absentia. I'll see what to do, but right now I'm going to announce ready with the caveat I may have a problem with getting him here.
Yeah, if he's living in Canada, I'm not sure that he can return to Canada if he comes.
Right, that's my problem. He's there now, and he had a doctor's note that he couldn't travel, but even if he gets here, I don't know that he can go back. Yeah.
Right.
There's no other reason for me to continue it. I've done everything. If you want to put it on for one more pretrial, I can figure that out. Or if you have a status, if we have like a trial status date, I'm not sure where you're putting us if you announce ready.
Okay. Well, I don't know that I want to put it on the calendar call because I don't know that your client can be here. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla, to us going to another pretrial?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, why don't we go to another pretrial? Maybe we can Mr. Fayette, you can kind of figure out the international logistics for this case. Oh, Mr. Fayette, are you there? I think you're frozen.
Richard Fitzgerald, 20 CT 62. We're ready on that.
Right. You kind of froze on us there, Mr. Fayette.
Yeah, it just flashed up and said my internet's terrible. Richard Fitzgerald, 20 CT 62. I'm ready.
Okay. And on couch, we're going to, Madam Clerk, we'll continue that to March 31st at 9. All right. And then, all right, so Fitzgerald. State ready?
State is ready, Your Honor.
All right. Calendar call March 8th at 9 o'clock. Trial March 9th at 9 o'clock.
Nicole Nagel, 20 CT 1601.
Okay.
That one, Judge, is a little newer than the others. I still have a little bit of discovery to do. I should be ready next time up. Request continuance, waive speedy trial.
All right. Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right. March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Martine Bishop, 20 CT 2611. Same situation as Ms. Nagel. I'm still doing discovery. Request continuance, waive speedy trial.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Dean Christopher, 21 CT 85. That one's really new, Judge. If I got discovery, I haven't reviewed it yet. Request continuance, waive speedy trial.
All right. Yeah, I don't see that a notice of discovery has been filed by the state yet. Any objection?
It has been filed, Judge. It was filed January 27th, but I can double check and resend it.
I'll call you if I don't have it. I'll be honest with you. It's just something with what's been going on. I haven't looked back. It may be sitting there and it just hasn't gotten uploaded to my file.
Okay. All right. March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Last one, Judge Travis Gossard, 19 CT 2236. That one, Judge, we had a motion to suppress and the court entered an order granting that motion to suppress. I'm not sure where the state stands right now.
Judge, if we can continue this to a status, I need to review this case. It's still relatively new to me. I did get your ruling on the motion to suppress. So I would just like to look it over one more time, and then a decision should be made on what the state will do if we can set it for a status.
I guess I'm fine with that, Judge. I can tell you I said it the way I said it. I'm ready, given your ruling.
All right, let's set it for calendar call March 8th, trial March 9th.
That works. That's all I have, Judge. I appreciate your time.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Fayette.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Take care. All right, let's go to Mr. Casassa. Good morning.
Morning, Judge. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good morning.
I've got two cases on your docket, Judge.
Okay.
There is Jose Luis Davila Silvera.
19 CT 3056.
I'm ready for trial.
All right, state ready?
Judge, the state is not ready for trial. We have an issue with witness availability. One of the law enforcement officers involved in this case cannot be located. We need time to locate him, Judge.
That was the same issue we had last time, Judge, I think.
Yeah, that's what I recall too. We're going to go ahead and set it for trial. Calendar call March 8th, trial March 9th.
The other one I've got, Judge, is Derek.
22 days old. All right. I'm sorry, Mr. Casassa, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Judge. The other case I have is Derek Paul Kiley. We're ready for trial on that case.
All right, 20 CT 314. Ms. Bonilla, state ready?
Judge, the state is ready for trial.
All right, calendar call March 8th, trial March 9th. Mr. Casassa, I'll be sending out an email prior to calendar call, letting everyone know the order that the cases will be tried.
I appreciate that, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Casassa. Have a good day.
You as well.
All right, let me go to Mr. Brown. Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Good morning, Ms. Pinillo.
Good morning.
I'll let you call your cases, Mr. Brown.
All right, Judge. I guess I'd go in order of age. The oldest is Mr. Washington's case. That's the motion to suppress in that case was rescheduled by stipulation due to some availability issues to March 25th. So for that reason, I'm sure the state would join me in a request to continue it. To be efficient, I would say maybe we just set it for a sounding on 3/25 because it's a dispositive motion.
I would agree. And for the record, this is 18 CT 2428. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla, to going ahead and setting this for March 25th at 1:30?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue it to March 25th at 1:30. That's when the hearing on the motion to suppress is scheduled.
All right, the next I would have would be, and their companion case is actually husband and wife, Reza Diaz Sanchez, 20 2015.
Okay.
And Javier Zambrano Munoz, 20 2014, both petty thefts. Just due to the age, Judge, I don't have a reason to continue. I can say ready. However, I don't know if I've discussed diversion with Ms. Bonilla. If they're eligible, I can say on the record they'd both be interested in that.
It's under S. Zambrana.
Mr. Brown, plea offers for both cases were sent to you February 17th and 18th. Diversion is still on the table for both of your clients.
You know what, Judge, then if it's all right with the court, thank you, Ms. Bonilla, and I don't know how I missed that. I would request one more continuance so I can get them in. As I said, their husband and wife, I think they'd be interested in just signing up for a diversion.
Okay, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue both cases to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
And the last I have is Brigitte White, 21 73. I've met with Miss White to review diversion with her, and she is going to sign up. So I just need a control date on that one. We have an appointment coming up, I believe, for her to sign up.
Do you know what date that's scheduled for?
I do not, Judge. Maybe I would ask for the 31st in an abundance of caution.
Okay. Any
objection? It's not an old, it's a pretty recent case.
Right, yeah, it's the first time up. Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's go to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Very good. Thank you very much. I believe that's all I have.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, too. Take care. All right, give me one moment here, and then we'll call on Mr. Hopkins. Okay, I think I'm ready. All right, good morning again, Mr. Hopkins.
Morning, Your Honor. YouTube is a great thing. I'm able to monitor multiple courtrooms. So
right, exactly.
So R. Mark Chandley, Chandley, 20 CT 2481.
What was the last name again?
With a C, CH. Chandley.
Okay, I've got it. Thank you.
Okay. Requesting a continuance with a waiver to your next pretrial. We need to review the discovery and the plea offer with our client.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, Lisa Foster would be the next case I show, FOSTER 20 CT 2394.
Okay.
Your Honor, requesting 331 pretrial. Ms. Bonilla, this is going to be a plea, but I don't think I'm going to have the plea in absentia back by next week. So that's the reason for the request to go to 331.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next case is Fuentes Matos, 20 CT 2282, Luis Fuentes Matos.
Okay.
Your Honor, we don't have an agreement, but the defense is not prepared to set it for trial just simply based on other court matters that we have. I can't realistically tell you that if we set it for trial, we will be able and ready and, you know, to go. So based on that request, I am requesting a continuance with a waiver.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, next case that I have show is Bradley Means, MEANS, 20 CT 1318. Mr. Levy and Ms. Bonilla had a very productive meeting, is my understanding. So for Mr. Means, will be a plea. But Mr. Means is in a residential treatment facility. We expect that he'll be released after March 15th. So I'm requesting to go to 331 with the expected plea that date.
Will that be a plea in absentia?
We're going to try, just simply because we're trying to steer clients that way. So if the court has a different preference on where to set it, the defense's only request is just after 315 for a plea.
Mr. Hopkins, I believe jail time was requested.
Correct.
I'm not sure if this can be set for a plea in absentia.
Good point. No, good, very, very good. No. Yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that. That was a mental lapse on my part, Judge Adams. So
it's okay.
I wasn't trying to slide anything by. So it will need to be like an in-person plea. So
okay.
Yes.
I understand Mr. Hopkins, I understand your client's situation. So if I can recommend to the court that we potentially set this for a plea in April, that would give Mr. Hopkins, Mr. Levy, and Mr. Means some time before he's taken into custody.
Well, how about March 30th?
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, let's go to March 30th at 9 o'clock for a plea. And I'm going to make a note to request court admin to give me a courtroom with a sally port. Okay.
Okay. Next case is Joshua Powell, Powell, 20 mm 12. I recognize the age of the case. My request is going to be to continue with the waiver. The reason for that, he has a companion, well, not a companion, but he also has a felony case, 20 CF 1023, that the defense is trying to seek a global resolution on everything. That's the basis for the defense request.
Okay, I remember that. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor. I believe a plea offer was sent to you, Mr. Hopkins, on December 10th. Please get with me or shoot me an email and let me know what we can do to resolve.
Understood. There was a plea offer. She's correct. There was a plea offer that was sent on this case. But what we were trying to do is we were trying to see if we could reach a resolution on everything, you know, just all together. Mr. Powell, at the time that plea offer had been submitted, our hope is that he was going to be screened and deemed eligible for mental health court. We've since received notification that that's not going to ferret out, you know, for the CF case. So that's the reason we're trying to seek a global resolution, but I will do that.
Right. Any objection to a continuance then?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, final case is Nicholas Thompson, 20 CT 1911.
Okay.
I'm requesting the next pretrial. This will be a plea in absentia. I know that Ms. Bonilla had sent an offer to Mr. Levy. Mr. Levy followed up. So I don't think, even regardless, we would be able to have the plea in absentia back by the 5th date. I worry if we would. So I'm requesting to go to March 31st. Unlike my last case where I messed up, this will not involve an individual going into custody based on the offer.
All right. Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right, is that it, Mr. Hopkins?
It is. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day. All right, let me go to Mr. Buck. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Due to a calendaring error on our part, I apologize for my tardiness.
That's okay.
So I'm here on Miss Sierra Bowers, and Miss Sierra Bowers would like to take Miss Bonilla's plea offer. So if we could just set her up for an in-person plea, and we'll wrap this one up.
All right, and for the record, this is 20 MM 1632, and you said for an in-person plea?
It's really Your Honor's preference. I don't really know what your preference is on pleas or doing a PIA.
It's totally up to you and your client. We can set it for an in-person plea, March 30th. Ms. Bonilla, any objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's set it for March 30th at 9 o'clock for a plea.
Okay, thank you very much, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Buck. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Ms. Roger. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Your Honor, the first case I have is Jacob Lowell, case number 20-2168 CT. We're going to be resolving that case. Does Your Honor have a court date for a plea in absentia?
I've got March 5th. Is that too soon?
Nope, that'll work, Judge.
All right, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 5th at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
Thank you, Your Honor. The next one I have is Yvonne Rivera, case number 20-2434 CT. Same request on that, plea in absentia on March 5th.
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 5th at 9 o'clock for a plea in absentia.
The next one I have is Anthony Ruggiero, case number 20-1965 CT. I'm requesting a continuance with a waiver.
Judge, no objection to the continuance.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, the last case I have is Alexandra Sandbone, case number 20-2102 MM. There is a plea in absentia that I have e-filed.
All right, I do see the plea in absentia in the court file.
Yes, Your Honor, she's going to be entering a plea of no contest to the charge of resisting or obstructing an officer without violence. The terms of the agreement is that she will receive a withhold of adjudication, pay a $250 fine, court cost, and cost of prosecution.
All right, and does your client need some time to pay?
Judge, she actually indicated she could pay it this week. So if we just say 30 days to pay, that would be fine.
30 days to pay. Ms. Bonilla, is that offer correct?
The plea offer in this case is correct, Your Honor. I have had time to review the plea in absentia, and the state has no objection to the documents therein.
All right. Ms. Roger, will you stipulate to venue and a factual basis for the plea in absentia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, withhold adjudication, impose a $250 fine, all court costs, including cost of prosecution, and give the defendant 30 days to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Roger. Have a good day.
Thank you, too.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Bonilla, we'll take a little short break here.
Judge, I'll be here.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Benieri there?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let's address one case while we're on this little break here. Harold Lewis, case number 20 CT 1927.
20 CT 1927.
The attorney is last name Barrett, B-A-R-E-T.
Yes,
Right,
Judge. One moment. Let me just pull that case up. Computer is not cooperating with me this morning. Yes, Judge.
Okay, we're going to continue that case to 2:15.
Yes, I got notice of the of it being heard at 2:15. I do have the Zoom information. I will be appearing.
Okay, very good. All right, are you doing 24s also, or just the 2:15?
No, Your Honor. I believe Miss ASA Subsina Karima will be doing 24s and 2:15 pleas, but I will be available to address that case.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, we'll be right back.
No problem, Judge.
All right, Ms. Bonilla, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
All right, let's go to Mr. Verderamo. Good morning. Oh, I think you're muted.
Good morning. I got the email you were ready for me early. That's great.
Okay, yes, very good.
Awesome. It's been one of those mornings.
I understand.
You like to call a docket or?
You go ahead in whatever order you want.
It's going to be an alphabetical. It'll be Antonio B. Brown, 20 CT 2475, page 5.
All right.
Requesting a continuance, a pretrial, the waiver.
All right, I see this is the first one up. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's go to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next one is Tyler J. Chalmers, 20 CT 909, ready for trial.
All right, state ready.
Judge, the state is ready for trial.
All right, we'll set it for calendar call March 8th at 9 o'clock, trial March 9th at 9 o'clock. And Mr. Verderamo, just to let you know, I'll be sending out an email prior to calendar call that'll give the order in which the cases will be heard for trial, as well as the pandemic jury procedures.
Okay, great. Michael Paul Derwin, 20 MM 724, requesting a pretrial of the waiver.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Douglas Duarte, 20 MM 1337. One last continuance on this case, and this will be a trial.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Eric Grimes, 20 MM 1619. Mr. Grimes is eligible for diversion. We got to get that signed up. We'll put him in next pretrial. Hopefully, he'll be off the docket by that point.
All right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Nicole Lloyd, 20 MM 1960, page 25. It's a fairly new arrest. One more continuance. We'll either set it or resolve it. So
Okay.
November 23rd arrest.
Okay. Any
No
objection?
objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Manuel Ramos, 20 CT 2524. This is a December 17th arrest. One more pretrial.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Mont Robert Reed, 21.
Oh, sorry. Can we just go back to Mr. Ramos?
Okay.
Derek, I did send you, Mr. Verderamo, I did send you the order. If you could just approve the order so that I can send it to the judge and his JA. This way
I wrote right back to you within like 5 to 10 minutes.
I didn't receive an email.
Oh,
I'll just, if you approve it, I'll just send it to the judge's JA.
well, I just approved it.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I replied almost immediately when you sent me the email yesterday.
Oh, okay, I did. For some reason, I didn't get the email, but I'll send it to the judge.
Okay.
All right.
Mont Robert Reed.
All right, 21 MM8.
It's my first pretrial. I'm gonna request a continuance.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Octavio Ruiz, 20 CT 1999. I need to get with the state on this case. I'm requesting a continuance, Judge.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection from the state, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Last case, Jason Williamson, 20 CT 1742. We're ready for trial.
State ready?
Doing our availability, Your Honor. State is ready for trial, Your Honor.
All right, calendar call March 8th, trial March 9th.
Have a good day, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Verderamo. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. And I believe that just leaves Mr. Day's cases, is what I'm showing.
Whose cases, Your Honor?
Mr. Day.
Yes.
Okay. We'll just take a little short break here and wait for Mr. Day or Mr. Gorman to join us.
No problem, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, let me call on Mr. Gorman. Good morning. Oh, Mr. Gorman, I think you're on mute.
Sorry, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thomas Gorman from the Law Office of Donald Day. Judge, we've got a lot of cases here. We're going to try and work them out. So that's the game plan.
Okay.
But some of them are newer as well. So, but that's the game plan to shorten this docket down quite a bit.
Okay.
Judge, if you want me to call them or
Yep, I'll let you call them in the order that you wish.
Okay, perfect. Judge, first case we have is Gary Barlander, 20 CT 2346. He's also got 20 MM 1946. I have it on page 16 of the docket. Mr. Farlander, in that case, Judge, we just received, although it's an older case, some new discovery. We have not had an opportunity to review this new video footage with our client yet, so we're asking to continue Mr. Farlander's case with a waiver to the next pretrial conference.
All right, both cases.
Yes, Judge.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue both cases to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have on page 22 of the docket, Kermit Haynes, 20 CT 2146. We have received an offer from the state on this case, Judge. I do want to try and negotiate a bit more with the state on this one. If we could have perhaps either a status date. What is your status date, Judge, that you have?
Status date right now is March 5th. I don't know if that's enough time.
Yeah, that's not enough time, unfortunately, Judge. Is there anything in between now and after that, or no, it's just the next pretrial?
I've got a hearing date of March 30th, but I mean, that's a day before.
Yeah, Judge, why don't we just put it on the next pretrial, and then if we get it all resolved, it'll be a plea in absentia for that next pretrial.
Okay.
And I want to compliment the court. This is a much better way, Judge, from our perspective of handling it. There's plenty of room to do stuff. So thank you.
Right, absolutely. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's go to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have Bryce Freelander. That is 20 CT 2125. In Mr. Freelander's case, we filed a plea in absentia. I don't know if Your Honor wants to go through the terms after reviewing that in the court file, or would like the state or myself to pronounce it.
Here, let me take a look at it. All right, looks like the terms are an adjudication of guilt, a $1,000 fine, all court costs, including costs of prosecution, 12 months of probation, may early terminate upon successful completion of all conditions after serving 9 months. The defendant may do mail-in probation. Conditions include the appropriate DUI school. There will be a no possession or consumption of alcohol provision, meaning they cannot consume alcohol while on probation, cannot have alcohol in their residence, cannot enter anywhere that primarily sells alcohol, such as bars, taverns, saloons, or packaged liquor stores, must undergo a substance abuse evaluation and follow all recommendations, subject to random testing at their own expense, 1 victim impact panel, which may be done online, 50 hours of community service, which may be bought out at the rate of $10 per hour, 12 months driver's license revocation, a 10-day vehicle impoundment, restitution would be ordered and the amount would be reserved to the victim, 6-month ignition interlock device. Did I miss anything, Ms. Padilla?
You did not miss anything, Your Honor. I'm just going over the terms. I think I did make a $1,000 offer rather than a $1,500 offer for this case. I'm just double checking.
I did state $1,000 fine.
Yes. I think the original offer on my end, Judge, was $1,500. I'm just double checking to make sure. The plea offer is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Gorman, will you stipulate to venue and a factual basis for the plea in absentia?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest. Adjudicate guilty and sentence as previously stated. Give me 1 moment to review that judgment and sentence before we move on to the next. All right, and Mr. Gorman, 24 hours to check in with probation?
Yeah, Judge, I believe he's out of county. The way that we've been doing it on these mail-ins is we drop off the judgment, sentence, probation, and then they send an email and they're doing check-in virtually.
Okay, let's say 48 hours then.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, everything else looks good.
Ready to move on?
Just 1 moment. Okay, very good.
Judge, next case we have is on page 13 of the docket. Tomas Diego Juan, 20 CT 643. Mr. Diego Juan is still in ICE custody on the East Coast. We were hopeful that his immigration attorney would have been able to get him a bond by now, but that has not happened. He's been sitting there for quite some time now, and I don't have an update of when his release date is going to be. Unfortunately, I know the family and the immigration attorney are still working towards getting him a bond there, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask for another continuance to the next pretrial conference, Judge, because he hasn't been deported yet. He still is in ICE custody, and we're hopeful to get him out soon.
Okay. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's go to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have on page 6 of the docket, Meredith Carr, 20 CT 1604. Judge, what's your trial date currently?
So our calendar call is March 8th and trial begins March 9th.
And it's just a 1-week trial cycle?
Currently, yes. I am scheduled for backup the following week, but that will be, that'll depend on whether or not, I think it's Judge Manuich has a trial.
Judge, Mr. Day is unavailable that week of the 8th. He would be available to try it the week of the 15th. I don't know what Your Honor's preference is on that or not. Ms. Carr is not in custody, Judge, but it was our intention to announce ready for trial, although we're not available that first week.
Well, State, are you ready that week?
Judge, I'm reviewing my notes and we have witness availability issues. If we can set this for the next pretrial and the state should be ready to go after, if the court is inclined to set it for pretrial in March.
You mean April?
April, I apologize.
Mr. Gorman?
Yeah, Judge, that's fine. She's not in custody, although we have not been able to reach a resolution. So we can try in April.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and continue it to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Judge, next we have on page 4 of the docket, Aaron Blakeman, 20 CT 1091. If Ms. Blakeman's case, we've got a resolution. She's executed a plea in absentia. However, she still has not been able to complete her DUI school, which until she completes DUI school, that's going to cause her some issues if we entered the plea today. So we're asking to continue to the next pretrial conference. Hopefully at that time she'll be done entirely with DUI school. We'll be able to enter it, and then she'll be able to get her hardship while she is serving her sentence, Judge.
Okay. Any objection, Ms. Bonilla?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's go to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have on page 3 of the docket, it's case number 20 CT 1566, Darla Bellach. Judge, in Miss Bellach's case, if our same request here, we are ready for trial, Judge. But we're not available that first week. Is the state available perhaps the second week?
The state is not available at this time. We have an officer who is out. If we can set this for the next pretrial, I believe the state will be ready for the April docket for trial.
All right. Mr. Gorman, any objection to that?
No, that's fine, Judge.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have on page 2 of the docket, Juan Marco, 20 CT 2016. Similar situation, Judge. We're ready for trial. We'd ask for that second week.
Is Bonilla State ready?
State is ready for trial, Your Honor.
All right, let's set it for calendar call March 8th. And we're just gonna put it on the calendar call docket for right now. And at the calendar call, we'll hopefully know more about that second week, but we'll plan on it being the second week.
Judge, is it possible the clerk note that somehow in the record, just so?
Well, you know what? Here's what we can go ahead and say: calendar call March 8th, trial March 16th.
Very good.
With everyone understanding that we may not have a trial.
Yes, Judge. Next, Judge, we have on page 2 of the docket, Kevin Benito, 19 MM 2086. And let's see.
Okay.
There you go. Sorry, Judge. Ready for trial, Judge. Can we have that second date?
State ready?
State is not ready, Your Honor. We have an officer who's unavailable from March 1st to March 21st.
All right. Do we want to put it on the pretrial?
Yes, Judge, and we should be ready to go for the April trial docket.
Okay. Any objection, Mr. Gorman?
No, Judge, this is an old case. We've been in this situation before, so one more month's not going to hurt it. So
okay. All right, let's go to March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have on page 35 of the docket, Randall Place, 20 CT 2344.
Okay.
Judge, this is we're asking to continue next pretrial conference of the waiver. We still have a bit of work to do.
Okay. Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have on page 45 of the docket, Blake Wyatt, 20 MM 1608.
Okay.
And Judge, in Mr. Wyatt's case, there's a plea in absentia that has been filed with the clerk. If Your Honor wishes to review that, we're prepared to enter that at this time.
Okay. Madam Clerk, are you ready for the terms? All right, looks like the terms include an adjudication of guilt, 12 months of probation, may apply for early termination upon the successful completion of all conditions after serving 6 months, must complete the ACF milepost program, 20 hours of community service, all court costs, including costs of prosecution, would be imposed. Ms. Bonilla, are those terms correct?
Those terms are correct, Your Honor. The state has reviewed the plea in absentia, and there's no objection to the documents therein.
All right, Mr. Gorman, will you stipulate to venue and a factual basis for the plea in absentia?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'll accept the plea in absentia, find it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently entered upon a factual basis and in the defendant's best interest, adjudicate guilty, and sentence as previously stated. Give me 1 moment to review that judgment and sentence before we move to the next case. Madam Clerk, are you ready? All right, go ahead, Mr. Gorman.
Next, Judge, we have on page 35 of the docket, Nicholas Patterson, 20 CT 1967. We're ready for trial that second week.
State ready?
State's ready, Your Honor.
All right, let's set it for calendar call March 8th at 9 o'clock. Trial March, what was that, 16th? Okay. Okay.
Next, Judge, we have on page 21 of the docket, Juan Carlos Gaviria Carcamo, 20 MM 997, Judge, we are still trying to work this one out with Ms. Bonilla. I was waiting for some additional evidence from our clients to present, where I still have not received that yet. Judge, if we can continue one more time, I know it's getting old, but next pretrial conference with the waiver, hopefully we'll be able to get it resolved by the next pretrial.
All right. Ms. Bonilla, any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
And then, Judge, on page 32 of the docket, Carlos Montanez, 20MM 999. This is the co-defendant's identical facts regarding building a sidewalk out to the beach in turtle season. Anyways, the same request, Judge. It's the evidence that we're going to hopefully be able to provide to the state will have the same effect in this case. It's our intention. So our request is continue the next pretrial conference with the waiver.
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Next, Judge, we have on page 31 of the docket, Juan Mejia, 20 CT 2582. And on this case, Judge, it's a newer case. We're asking you to continue the next pretrial conference with the waiver.
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, March 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. I believe that's everything. And just so we're all on the same page, Judge, so the backup judge, is that a backup to the felony judge?
Yes, I'll be back up to the felony judge on the week of the 16th. So, and I believe it's Judge Monulich. So if Judge Monulich doesn't have any cases that go, then we'll go that week.
Understood, Judge. Okay.
If he has cases that go, then we probably won't be able to.
Okay, Judge. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good day, Ms. Bonilla.
Thank you, Mr. Gorman. You too.
Take care.
All right. I am showing that we are complete. I'm sorry?
You could be right.
Okay. All right. Ms. Bonilla, anything else to come before the court?
No, Judge, not on behalf